Hey everybody, Doug8798 here, back with another video, and this time, this is my thoughts on the Bellator 138 event, which I've been trying to do for several weeks now. I keep getting the dates mixed up. I actually thought it was this Friday, but it turns out it's next Friday, June 19th. The Bellator 138 event, which will air live on Spike TV at 9 p.m. and it's headlined by the main event between Ken Shamrock, Ken Shamrock and Kimbo Slice. Also, Bobby Lashley will be fighting James Thompson on the card. Thompson on the card, I think. I don't know who Bobby Lashley's fighting, but I know who he's all fighting. I've checked Wikipedia for the card, and the card of course looks great, man. Looks great. Looks great. I don't really care about the preliminary card that's gonna air live on Spike TV, but Bellator. I've seen a lot of their shows, and I like what Bellator has been doing. I like what Bellator has been doing. They're a real great alternate to the crappy mainstream UFC, crappy mainstream UFC what's his name? I like how they're using these guys. A lot of people are criticizing them, but I love what Bellator is doing. They're using these big names like Shamrock, Slice, Rampage when he was here, Tio Ortiz, and Stephan Bonner to lure guys who are familiar with these guys like me here, but then also showcasing the young and exciting guys. And I'm mad at them for doing this. They had this really cool tournament, which I love. I love tournament fighting. They had this really cool tournament format, but they dropped this in favor of they dropped this to be just like the UFC, which is main criticism towards this promotion. And all MMA promotions, all of these smaller MMA promotions are way better than the UFC, but in order to try to become popular like the UFC, they take the UFC, instead of being unique and original, they take the UFC's blueprint and just copy copy them. I mentioned this in my MMA. I mentioned more about this in my MMA UFC rant. But Bellator is cool. As for the Kimbo Slice and Ken Shamrock fight, which I'm looking forward to, I'm rooting for Ken Shamrock. I'm rooting for Ken Shamrock. I'm a huge fan of Ken Shamrock and appreciate what he's done for the sport of mixed martial arts. And I am so happy to see him here fighting again. I'm so happy to see him fighting again. I also hope to see him back in professional wrestling too, since Bobby Lashley also wrestles in TNA but also competes for Bellator. I hope to see Shamrock in TNA. He said he didn't mind returning to TNA or WWE, and he probably needs money, so he didn't mind returning. So I hope to see Shamrock back in TNA. Hope Shamrock beats Kimbo Slice. I was one of the people who was disappointed that this fight didn't happen 7 years ago, back in 2008, when it was announced that these two people were fighting. I hate when the main event got changed and that Seth Petruzzi guy beat the living crap out of Kimbo Slice. I was disappointed, but now we finally get this match. We finally get this match, and hope it does well for Spike. Also, I'm happy they're airing it live for free on Spike, so that's why I'm sick of people complaining. They need to stop complaining. Unlike UFC and their overpriced, overhyped pay-per-views, you're getting this for free on Spike TV. And of course, then you got Bobby Lashley, Bobby Lashley and Dan Carls, not James Thompson. He's fighting Dan Charles. Dan Charles. This right here will be an awesome I really don't care about the opponent, Dan Charles. I just want to see Bobby Lashley. I love how Bellator allows Bobby Lashley to compete for TNA and also fight for Bellator. Fight for Bellator. Unlike Dana, where they had to be exclusively for the UFC, but and the announcers put over Bobby Lashley's accomplishments. I've been watching some of Bobby Lashley's Bellator fights. They put over the stuff he's done in WWE and even in TNA as if it was like real. I like that, putting over professional wrestling, and And also you got Michael Chandler versus Derek Kimbos, Daniel Strauss versus Henry Corrales in a lightweight and featherweight bouts. And in another featherweight bout, you got Patricio Ferreira, I think I've heard of that person, and Daniel Weichel in an featherweight bout. Pretty sure those fights are gonna be good. But of course I'm tuning in for Bobby Lashley and Ken Shamrock. Bobby Lashley and Ken Shamrock's fights, but those fights right there will be the what's his name? Those guys right there are the future of MMA. So really excited for what Bellator is do. Really excited for what Bellator is doing for MMA. And I'm also happy that Bellator is on television, unlike all these other ones, which are awesome, like One FC in Japan, or One Championship, as they call it now. International Sports Combat Federation, the organization I hope to fight for, or King of the Cage. None of these organizations are on television. King of the Cage is on MAV TV, which I don't get. That's Direct TV, which I don't get. But that's an awesome promotion too. But they're not on TV. All the cool MMA promotions aren't on television. It's just the UFC. So happy that Bellator is on television. Well, this was my thoughts on the upcoming Bellator live pay-per-view show. All right, dugout.